I started out life as a painter, but the fact that I'm now disabled has meant that I've needed to adapt what I do to suit what I'm able to do. So I now work mainly with a computer in Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator, making digital prints. The Everyone residency that I've been sort of working on for the past few months at DCA has given me a chance to kind of look at what I do and try and shift it forward in a new direction. My original goal for the project was to try and make my work larger in scale. As a painter, I always worked on a ludicrously, egocentrically large scale. And as a printmaker, I have found myself making really rather small pieces. So I wanted to re-examine this idea of scale and come up with a way of reintroducing that into my work. And I thought, well, at least somebody suggested, I think, that maybe projecting images in the cinema might be a way of addressing this issue, and that immediately made me think of animating my work. Animation had been something that I'd been interested in for a long time. In a previous life, I worked in the cinema and was very interested in kind of early abstract animators, like people like Len Lai and Oskar Fischinger, who's a German artist who tried to make visual equivalents of music. I mean, they don't really work as that, but they're amazing things. So I thought that maybe animation could be a way forward for me. I have now completed my first little animated film. It's extremely rudimentary, but it works. Very excited when I put sound on it because it really adds a new dimension to the thing. And it's something that I can push forward and develop. I've already got ideas for where I'm going to go next with it. So it really has been quite a major kind of move forward for me. So the Everyone Project's given me the opportunity to do that, as well as the opportunity to start writing a blog, which maybe I didn't need that opportunity to do it, but I wouldn't have done it without it. So I started work on this blog, which, as I say, has become quite an interesting thing for me to do. And it's tied in with the project because one of my sort of outcomes for the project at the beginning was to undertake an access audit of DCA and the print studio in terms of the Everyone Project, which is to do with looking at issues for deaf and disabled people in galleries and museums, cultural institutions generally across Scotland. So the whole thing is to do with access. So the blog has been my kind of major way of putting across the results of this audit, I suppose. So, I mean, all of the problems with access, or not all of them, but certainly numerous problems with access in DCA, I've looked at through the blog. I've taken photographs of some of the worst excesses, and it has sort of encouraged dialogue generally, I think, in the building. I've had meetings with sort of building manager and the resources manager here to try and open their eyes to some of the access issues in the building. But generally the building, as are, to be honest, most museum and galleries, it is a reasonable building for a disabled person to get around. There are problems, but people are aware at least that there may be problems and ask questions about how the problems may be solved, whereas in some places those questions don't even arise. So I think from the point of view of raising issues, the whole residency has been really beneficial. I think certainly lots of people say hello to me now anyway, so I think it has had an effect.